Well, hello again. As I'm sure you know, I think remote viewing is rubbish. I think it's impossible. I think it's drivel. It's little more than guesswork. And, well, in fact, it's completely guesswork. Someone left a comment below saying, check this out, it's a remote viewing channel, part 1 introduction to remote viewing, where this woman here, I think his name's Prudence, tells everybody how to remote view, how they can remote view. And I've seen programs on remote viewing before, and it's all this ridiculous nonsense, squiggles on boards, and it's all meaningless rubbish. I saw a video with Joe McMoneagle the other day, and I think it's Joe McMoneagle, and he was a CIA remote viewer apparently, and he was coming up with this stuff, and he was sketching on the pad, and he said, oh yes, that's exactly what I saw. And I left a comment on the video saying, that's not exactly what you drew though, is it? And then I saw Joe McMoneagle again. This was some years apart. The description he gave was exactly the same. Exactly the same. He was describing exactly the same thing he described in the later video, and I think it had so many things in it that are so commonplace that he was bound to get a couple of hits with it, and that's why he continues to use that description, and I don't think there's anything more to it than that. Okay, right, well, let's just hear what this woman has to say.
Your body holds the answers to everything in remote viewing, and this is something that you're going to experience over and over and over again. Your body knows before you do. That's why you get gut reactions to things, and that's why you feel kind of creeped out by people, or you feel the vibes of a place. Your body knows before it gives that signal to your mind, and we're going to do this here, and this will tell you.
These numbers were just random numbers she picked out of the air. And then she just remotely she automatically drew that arc. So she just said, you write the numbers down. Hang on, where's my pen? She said, you write the numbers down like this. You write the numbers down, and then the first thing that comes into your head, you just run the pen across the board. And she's drawn this. Now, bear in mind, she does this course frequently, and I suspect she's going to draw this, what looks a little bit like a letter C, every time she does this presentation.
You something extremely significant about what is at your objective site. So if you get a loop-de-loop, you know that there's a person there, or maybe a dog or a horse or something that holds tension.
So you get a loop-de-loop, there's something that holds energy there, like a dog or a horse or a tortoise or a warm bucket of custard. I mean, that would hold energy, wouldn't it? It would hold some thermal energy. A warm bucket of custard, and it could be someone skinny, scrawny, like Kenny Everett, or it could be somebody huge, like Jaws from the James Bond film. It's all over the place. Or it could be a horse, it could be a dog, could be a hamster, could be it could be a cat. It could even be a steak and kidney pie. Steak and kidney pie, a hot steak and kidney pie contains energy, of course. This is beyond twaddle.
Dance. Okay. Now, we call this loop-de-loop. I call this,
Well, loop-de-loop is right. Anyone that thinks there is the slightest thing to this nonsense is certainly loopy.
Our term for this particular one is subject, because it's very non-leading. Okay, so your subject may be a person, it may be an amoeba, it may be a ghost.
So it might be an amoeba, it might be a ghost, it might be a person. Honestly, I don't. How anyone can think there's anything to this drivel, this poppycock, this piffle, is beyond me.
It may be, any entity of some sort. So I use the word subject. Some people like the word being. Some people use the word biological. We use the word subject, and so that's the word you'll hear me use this weekend. Okay, so you've written your ideogram quickly.
Yeah, ideograms. Yeah, okay. They are diagrams drawn on a board by an idiot, I assume, an ideogram. Certainly looking at this, that would certainly be the conclusion that I reached in pretty short order, to be perfectly honest.
And you don't think about it ahead of time. I can't stress that enough. I see so many new students who sit after the numbers and wait to think before they draw it. I just want you to draw it and then think about it. And the next thing that we do is we move over here and we go to what we call Part A. And Part A is where we decode our ideogram. We find out some basic things about it, other than just the shape of it and what it looks like to us. And the first thing that we do...
There's still an open challenge out there for anyone that claims to be a remote viewer. Well, if you just remote view my house and give me some details. No, this vague, well, you know, I'm not quite seeing it clearly, you know. I'm getting the impression that you've got this or you've got that. Either you can remote view or you can't. If you can remote view my house. Give me some details. Let's see if there's anything to this. What am I saying? I know very well there's nothing to this. It's a rubbish.
And we do a lot of things in this system that involve both hands, because every time you do any kind of ambidextrous motion, you're balancing your brain. And it's important in remote viewing to have a holistic view as possible and not to keep too compartmentalized. So we're going to use both hands here. And you take your non-dominant hand, which is the hand you don't write with, and you trace out your ideogram. Trace it, not with the pen, just with your fingers. And I'm not going to literally touch it here because I'll get ink all over me, but you trace it out, and as you're tracing it out, you write with your dominant hand the motion that your pen made using words. So for this case, I would write, okay, curving upwards, okay, looping over, curving.
You know, maybe there is something to this. I do actually have a lampshade that's like that. It does curve upwards.
Downwards.
Oh, and it does curve downwards as well, yeah. And maybe I've been wrong all these years. Perhaps there really is something to this.
You did want us to make some kind of ideogram after we wrote that.
Right now? Oh, just for practice. Go ahead.
Anyway, it doesn't get any better than this. It's absolute rubbish. No such thing as remote viewing, if anyone tells you otherwise. They are trying to lead you down the garden path. Maybe to impress you, maybe to extract money from you. Who knows? What is for sure and certain, absolute, I can say with absolute certainty, is there is no such thing as remote viewing. You think you can prove me wrong? Give it a crack. Giving you a very simple challenge. Remote view my house, give me some details. Let's see if anyone gets a single detail right. Well, I suppose you could say I got a front door. Yeah, okay, that'll be right, but then that's not really, that's not really terribly impressed with it. All right, well, actually, come to think of it, here, I'll give you a, I'll give you a demonstration of remote viewing. You ready? There you go. You might not be able to see that in this light, actually, but there you go. There's a remote, and I've just put some new batteries in it, actually. But that's the closest thing you're ever going to see to remote viewing. There you go. You're reviewing. Sorry, remote viewing. You're viewing my remote. There we go. All right. Okay, well, as always, if you've struggled through this video this far, many thanks for your patience, persevering with this drivel, this twaddle, this poppycock, and thanks for watching. Perhaps I'll catch you again.